Hey, Senior Solutions family, this is Kanu coming to you again to just give you a quick update. Very quickly, I want to thank everybody who is working through all the challenges right now. As many of you know, COVID-19 was something that the world was not prepared for, but I am so proud of all of our staff and our team, all of our wonderful caregivers that are making things still happen despite all of the challenges. One thing just to remember that the precautions are still in place, so please make sure you're washing your hands. Make sure that you're wearing your face mask. For those of you that maybe haven't been touched base with yet, or you haven't taken the time to do so, make sure you go to your local office. Get those face masks. We have done everything possible to try to procure as much gloves, face masks, and other items are well on their way to come serve all of you. Unfortunately, the supplies are limited. So just remember, we're still sticking to one mask per week per caregiver, but we have enough for the next couple of weeks at least, and we're continually resupplying as much as we can. Make sure you come by and get those. It is highly recommended that you wear those while you're servicing your client in the home. More importantly, anytime that you're within 6 feet of the client, it's really a requirement at this point. Make sure that you're being safe, that the client is being safe as well with you. Another added note is that if you do have other family members with the client that are in the home, if there's visitors and that type of thing, they all need to practice the same kind of precaution. So we would recommend everyone in the home is washing hands, everybody in the home is being as safe as possible. We certainly can tell you if you're ever at work with the client that you're at, and for any reason they have visitors, they should not be in the home. So you can ask them to leave. You're welcome to call the office, and we will support you in making sure that that happens. Everyone is still in that stay-at-home, no visitor type policy. The other precaution you want to make sure of is every day when you wake up, especially directly before you go out to see a client, you're taking your temperature. Remember, we are still under a 24-hour fever-free requirement. In other news, we also have launched our advanced training. Some of you may have seen some information about this. The advanced training specifically to COVID-19 positive training looks like about 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours of online training. That training specifically will get someone trained up beyond the CDC guidelines, but would allow for a caregiver to take care of someone who is actively on COVID-19 or is just recently off of their diagnosis. We need to prepare for that, and I do want to thank so far 20 or more caregivers have already volunteered to do that training. We have some of you graduating from that training, and the phone calls are already starting for people to come in to take in some of those referrals. For everyone to realize, this is not a required training for everyone. It is voluntary for those who are willing to do it. One important thing is that if you do get COVID-19 trained, you do work on a COVID-19 client that we would deem within a 30-day of their diagnosis, that during those hours and for those clients, you would receive additional pay well beyond what we're currently paying. And let's talk about what we're currently paying. Some of you may have gotten just a text message or an email notifying you that we have increased everyone's base pay to $10 an hour. We are calling that appreciation pay. Can't tell you how much it means to us that you continue to go to work. We appreciate you immensely. We as a company are essentially giving you the best that we have to offer because you're giving our clients and our members the best that you have to offer. So everyone is making $10 an hour, so if your paycheck is not wrong if you saw that. One thing to keep in mind is that we will still continue to reduce pay for certain conditions, and those are because of compliance. So, it's a great way to segue into letting you know if you see your pay reduced below $10 an hour, it's likely for a handful of reasons. We'll include the literature and the document that goes into it in detail, but the ones specifically that are worth mentioning are if you work on a client who has Medicaid reimbursed services for a service called respite. Those hours are very limited to that member, but the reimbursement is so low, we absolutely cannot pay over $8 an hour. The other reasons where you may find a reduction in pay would be in times where the shift was not being clocked in or clocked out appropriately, and more importantly, if that shift wasn't performed through a compliance perspective that the insurance companies need. So that's a hot topic. So let's go ahead and start talking about why and when those reductions of pay and how to avoid that for yourself. One thing I would tell you is download apps. It is such an easy way to make sure that you're not only knowledgeable, you don't need to contact the office for a lot of information, that all of these apps give you the most control over your own services that you can provide as possible. Some of the hot apps that I would tell you are the ClearCare Go app, which is available to you. You can see your schedule. You can see in the past what hours were confirmed and verified. You can clock in, and you never have to use the client's phone to get some of that stuff done. In addition to that are the 3 managed care insurance apps that I think would help you a lot. So what's happening is, as everybody knows, there's tablets in the homes for a lot of our Medicaid clients. These apps put that program on your phone. It does not use data much more beyond a text message, so very, very small amounts of data. But the ability for you to clock in, clock out, do everything you would on that Medicaid or members tablet, you can do on your own phone. So very powerful stuff. I would highly recommend it. We also have other apps like the Relias app for your education. And then we also have the Paylocity app that allows you to look at payroll information, your direct deposits, and so on and so forth. So we are, as many of you know, sometimes the technology can be a little overwhelming, but know that all of it is there to help you and make you a stronger employee, and really to put information at your fingertips. We want you to be empowered as much as possible. And lastly, during these unprecedented times, it's very apparent. Many of you may be wondering, how are things going with the company? You don't necessarily see how the rest of the organization is evolving. One thing I can tell you is we're stronger than ever. We are more committed than we've ever been, and people are noticing. So through your hard work and the great things that you do, we are gaining a reputation, and luckily it's a good reputation. People are calling us. The insurance companies, where other competitors or other agencies are not prepared for what's happening right now, or as prepared as we can get, because we are doubling down and we are investing in our folks, which are you. We are trying to make our services available to as many that need it as possible. The calls are starting to increase. We need more caregivers like yourself. So in these tough times where other industries are slowing down, maybe your neighbors, your friends are worried about their future, even if it's for a short time, or maybe this is a new career for them, please invite them to join Senior Solutions Home Care and join our work family as amazing caregivers that are delivering intense and wonderful care to our clients that need it the most. For all of you, there'll be a link that'll probably be displayed below or in the comments, but yourcaregiverjob.com is an easy link for people to see what job postings we have and what areas. We are hiring in all 95 counties across the state of Tennessee. So absolutely anybody who is looking for work can get on and apply. As many of you know, we have very flexible hours if needed. We have full-time work, part-time work. It really runs the gambit. What's really important is that we find excellent people who are passionate about our services. And I want to thank you and for all the work that you've done and for all the work that you're going to do to help us adding years to life and life to years. Bye-bye.